Hey everybody, it's Moonbow here, coming at you with a little thing I like to call endless scrap mechanic. So in today's video, you can see I'm sitting on this super cool Superman logo, and that is because in today's video, we are checking out the Superman Escape from Krypton roller coaster. It's a really cool roller coaster. It is something that does exist in real life. As you can see, it's more of a drop coaster than anything though. It has two carts that will shoot you out all the way up to the top of that tower, and then of course you will fall all the way back down again. So in this video though guys, we are going to be checking out the roller coaster, the carts, how it's all working, a few issues that I'm having, and hopefully maybe get some feedback from you guys on that, as well as how you can set this up for yourself in your own worlds. It's going to be a lot of fun. There is lots of things to check out, so let's get right to it. Alright, so here we are at the front of the attraction. As you can see, it's kind of like an ice mountain here, like escaping from Krypton, I suppose. We have a really cool Superman logo up there, which is what I was sitting on earlier. So it's definitely really cool. It's kind of like how I made the volcano, except I painted the rocks white instead. So the build does feature two bays right here for each roller coaster cart, as you can see, with another Superman logo on the outside here. I am really happy with the way that these bays turned out. You can see there's plenty of room for the two carts there, which we will be checking out momentarily. And then of course over here you can see that the track extends all the way out to this massive curve and a really tall tower. Look at the size of that thing. This was a lot of fun to make though. It was pretty challenging, it took some time, but I'm really happy with the end results. So as you can see, we can kind of run up here all the way to this. I think this is the highest point that we can go to. So I was making a monorail that was featuring the same kind of concept for a rail design, so I was having some issues converting from one direction to another, but as you can see with all of your guys' feedback, I ended up using the 45-degree angle wedge, which is essentially a default piece. And as you can see, it goes right here, and that's where it converts and goes up. So really happy about that. I'm going to get work on the monorail soon enough with this new concept. So another thing that this build does feature is this back tower here. So in the real roller coaster, I'm pretty sure there's actually a drop tower beside it on either side, which is something I could definitely add later on. So as you can see though, I have a whole bunch of seats here, and this leads you up to this kind of like a service area, I suppose you could call it. So it's really cool though. When you're standing up here, it actually kind of puts into perspective just how tall everything is. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna slip and fall, and it's gonna be a bad thing. So this here is the top of the coaster though. This is where the carts will end up here. They can pin themselves up against it, and or you can of course just kind of free fall it. But this is just so that you don't come flying off the end of the track here. Alright, so that's pretty much just the basics of the coaster. We'll go check out the cart there, and then I'm also going to be talking about how you guys can set this up in your own world too. So let's get down there. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to go all the way through. Alright, so here is the cart design. We're gonna hop in this thing right away, and we're gonna take it for a spin, and I want to show you guys a couple of the issues that I'm having. So we'll go right here through the keys. Now, right now, this is all manually controlled from this seat using these buttons right here. But what I want to do for the next part in this roller coaster is make it so that it's totally automatic and everything runs itself, and you don't even have to worry about it, so you can hop in and hop off and it'll just keep doing its thing. So let's go through the manual controls though. We can press the 2 key, which is going to get us flying along here, so we are going to end up at the curve. As you can see, it's extremely bouncy, but you press the 4 key, which gives you an extra big chunk of boost right there, and there we go. We can start to free fall back down again. And once you get to the curve, all you need to do is wait for it to kind of bounce, and then press the 3 key so you can actually kind of push yourself. So like I was mentioning, I have some issues, and the main issue, of course, is just how bouncy it is when you're trying to go up that curve. Now, we can easily hop underneath here, though, and have a quick look at how this is all working. As you can see, I have 3 different suspension pieces on either quarter of this coaster, so how it's working is I have this one right here, as you can see, which is separate from everything else, and so that is just to kind of add some cushion on the top. And then I also have another one next to it here, which extends all the way down and then back out, and then it also connects to these 3 1x1 wheels with an extra piece of like buffer spring right here. So the intention for all of this was to make it easier to go up the curve, as well as avoid some of the inherent bouncing that comes with this game and like the collisions or something. So I was hoping that was going to work. It didn't really fix very much. It definitely made it smoother, but it still does bounce. So I'm thinking what I might need to do is take this wheel set here and this wheel set back here and maybe just bring them a little closer to each other. I'm not too sure, but let me know in the comments, guys, what you think and maybe some possible solutions to that terrible bouncing. Alright, so now I think we are gonna do a really cool first-person run here. So this is my favorite way to see this, actually, is to totally do it in first person. So let's go here, let's do this. Extremely fast. There's the bouncy curve, unfortunately, it's so bouncy. And then we make our way all the way up to the top. And I think, oops, uh-oh. Yep, I did the thing, guys. I did the thing. Alright, so this actually gives me a good opportunity to show you guys how I get this thing onto the tracks. So all you need to do is place it on a lift like so, and bring it down right through the track like so, and remove the lift. And there we go, we now have this on. Oh, it's of course facing the wrong way. We might want to fix that. And I want to show you guys as well, actually. If you put it off to the side just a little bit, like this right here, you can see it's not quite on correctly. That actually doesn't matter because it'll pop itself in place just like that. So it's a little more forgiving. But how about we actually try and get back up there again and experience that first-person view. Alright, here we go. Ready for this? Let's drop it. Hopefully it doesn't bounce too much. Alright, here we go. Picking up some speed. Speed it up a little bit. Press the thrusters. Hit the bounciest of bounces right there and come cruising into the stop. Alright, hit those padded little buffers there. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, though, I'm really looking forward to fixing the bouncing at that curve because I think this build does have more potential than it can offer right now. But now you're probably wondering, how can I get my hands on this really cool build? And I'm about to show you. Alright, so what is going to be available on the Steam Workshop for download is the Superman Coaster, which is this right here. We can give it a little spin. So that is what you're going to use on the tracks, of course. And then right next to it here, we have the Superman track. So this is the entire curved section. As you can see, it is absolutely massive. It looks tiny in the picture, but it is way bigger. And we also have this really nifty Superman logo that you can throw up anywhere you want, and we can throw that for a little spin there. And we also have the Superman Tower, which is really cool, and I'm going to spawn that because this is actually a really interesting thing. Look at this. This is all one extremely tall one, so you can actually use this yourself and weld it together like this here, and you can definitely just spawn a second one like so. And what I did is essentially that. I kept grabbing them and welding them to each other like this, and we ended up with like a really big cage over there. So that's pretty nifty, and I'm really excited to kind of show you guys how I made that part, because it was quite a process. Alright, so this is what I did. I popped one of these down like so, and then I grabbed my paint tool. Now, this is going to be pretty noisy on the keyboard, so I'm not going to talk during this, but it'll give you an idea of what I'm doing exactly right now. So let's check this out. Alright, there we go. I just missed that last one, but as you can see, it's a pretty cool technique. I've never done it before, but it involves smashing your keyboard quite a bit, and that's why I didn't want to talk, because all you guys are going to hear is me smashing my keyboard. But basically what I do is I quickly paint this, switch back to the piece here, jump, and then drop it down, and then paint it, and then switch back, jump, drop it, paint, and I just keep doing that. So I ended up doing that for quite some time and making the original large tower. So you guys can definitely check that out on the Steam Workshop and stick it together. It's kind of like a do-it-yourself build, which is pretty neat. Alright, so you guys are probably thinking the same thing as me, right? You gotta get rid of all the safety features. I mean, really though, are you guys thinking what I'm thinking here? Get rid of the safety bits? And maybe see what happens. I'm pretty excited to see what happens. Alright, so this little mechanic has no idea what he is in store for. Let's check this out. Let's see what happens here. I'm thinking I might actually be able to do something. I'm really curious. So let's just take our time. We don't want to screw this up. Alright, there we go. We are now heading our way up. So watch this. Okay, uh-oh. Is that gonna work? Nope. Oh, it almost worked. Oh, I wanted to catch it. Let's try that again. Alright, here we go. This is attempt number 2. I am not going to push it so hard. I've done this once before, actually, I'll be honest with you guys, and it's actually really cool. Let's see. Alright, we are up. We're down. We're back on the track again. There we go. Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool. Oh, man, I wish that curve wasn't so bad. Oh, man. That was really funny, actually. You know what? I guess the next step is to really just let it go and see what happens, am I right? You know, this is definitely some roller coaster tycoon stuff going on here, isn't it? I've definitely done this in a game before, launching the carts around. Alright, here we go. We are going up. I'm gonna finish that curve. There we go. Full power. Let's see what happens. Oh, boy. Alright, we better turn those off. Wow. Oh, man. I don't think this is how it's supposed to work. And the inevitable happens. So there you have it, guys. That is Superman Escape from Krypton, the roller coaster. I sure hope you enjoyed this build. It was so much fun to make, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. So if you guys did enjoy the build or the video, then of course, guys, make sure you hit that like button and let me know you are ready for some more Endless Scrap Mechanic. And if you haven't already subscribed for Endless Scrap Mechanic, well then I highly suggest you do that, because that's what we got going on the channel here. So of course, thanks so much for tuning in, everybody, and I will be seeing you guys in the next one, so bye for now. Oh, I also made a giant half-pipe roller coaster. It's so cool.